Namah, Bhavtam Sarvesham Hardam Swagatam. Welcome back to my channel Sanskrit Sopanam. I hope you are good. I'm also doing good, and even the weather is good these days. So, as we say in Hindi, Gulabi Thand aa gayi hai. So, if you are someone like me who was anticipating this onset of Gulabi Thand, yeah, it is here and it's time to enjoy. The weather is turning for good. So, and even the topic that we have for today is even better. The topic is word case, aka Vibhakti, as it is known in Sanskrit. But before starting this topic, I want to say that even though this topic has a huge importance to it, but still it is fairly easy to understand. It is very logical and it is fairly easy to understand. And once you get the hold of this topic, word case, once you understand how a noun in Sanskrit changes its form based on those 7 word cases, a lot of Sanskrit text, a lot of actual Sanskrit text will start to make sense to you. A lot of simple mantras, shlokas, stotram, or panchatantra tales, any Sanskrit text, that all will start to make sense to you up to certain level, because word case plays a very important role in how a Sanskrit text, how the literature is written. So, without wasting any more time, let's quickly dive into today's topic. Let's start with our favorite example word, balak, right? So, balak, this word has taught us so much things, right? So, balak, this is a noun, and we know it is a masculine gender word, a pulling word, and this is a base word or pratipadik. Pratipadik, as we say in Sanskrit. Now, through this base word, from this base word, I can have a word that is balakah. This is very common in Sanskrit. You will encounter such notation quite often. Bhanuhu, balakah, ramah. Now, this notation. From this base word, I can also have something like balakasya. Balakasya. From the same base word, I can also have something like balake. And I can also have something like balakai. Now, all these different forms, they all originate from the same base word balak, right? But what do these forms actually mean? So each of these forms have a different role when they are used in the sentence in a context. So you might already be familiar with this one, that whenever a noun is a subject of a sentence, whenever he is the one who is doing the action, so that noun is written as this balakaha, because this is the first word case. So see, you already are aware of first word case, and you are also aware of second word case. Second word case is when the noun is used as an object or the one on whom the action is being done. So, and if balak was used as an object, I would write it as balakam. This is the second case, balakam. So see again, from that base word balak, balakah, from that same base word balakam, from that same base word balakasya, balakaya, balake, and we have 2 more. So total 7 word cases. So this is how the different word forms emerge. These different word forms and what is their contextual use in the sentence. We'll understand this through an example. Again, in these sentences, no, there might be some unfamiliar Sanskrit words, but don't fret on that. How balak, the base word, is changing its form and why it is changing its form. As per the use of the sentence, it is changing its form. But how? So that is our only focus. So just keep your attention on this base word balak. This is our base word balak. Base. The first sentence, the boy goes to school. Simple sentence, balakah vidyalayam gacchati. Gacchati means he goes, she goes, the third person verb. Here, the boy, balak, is the one who is doing the action. So, boy is the subject. This much you already know because I have reiterated it so many times. So, balak, it changes into balakah to denote first case. To denote first case. Now take second example. Teacher scolds the boy. Now in this sentence, who is doing the action? Teacher is doing the action. So teacher, as we say in Sanskrit, adhyapak, teacher is the subject So teacher is in first word case adhyapakah, and who is getting scolded? So the action is being done on whom? The boy. So the boy here, our example Balak, he is the object here. And so Balak changes into Balakam. It changes into Balakam because it is a second case. In the previous video also, when I was telling you two main components of a verb, subject and object, these are the most common components for a verb. That a sentence will have a subject, the one who does the action, and a sentence will have an object on whom the action is done. So the first and second word cases are the most common word cases, and you already are familiar of them. Now it will make more sense. So Balak changes into Balakah in first, Balak changes into Balakam in second. Now third case, I go to school with the boy. So here, I, this is the speaker, that I am going to school. So I am the subject of the sentence. I am the subject of the sentence where I am going to school. So school is the object, but our focus in on Balak with the boy. So whenever this situation happens, when you want to say something like with or without or by or through, that I'll give you example sentence. The chef cuts the vegetable with a knife. So in this sentence, chef is the subject because he is doing the action. Vegetable is the object because that is getting cut. Chef cuts the vegetable with a knife. So knife here is the instrument, is the means through which the action is being done. By knife, with knife, through knife. So never such situation occurs. When the noun is the means or the cause or the medium through which you are doing the action, in all those cases, the noun comes into third case, and Balak in this condition changes into Balakain. Changes into Balakain because I go to school with the boy. So Balakain. This is the third case. With someone, without someone, in all these situations, the noun changes into third case. Let's take the fourth example. Mother cooks food for the boy. So mother again is the subject. She is doing the work. Cooking is the action. What is being cooked? Food is being cooked. So food is the object, right? The boy here, for the boy. So whenever something is done for someone, whenever that noun is the receiver, because things are being done for him. So whenever he is the receiver, then the noun becomes in fourth case. Then he comes under fourth case. And in fourth case, Balak changes into Balakai. So you see, mother cooks food for the boy. Mata, Balakai, that means for the boy. Bhojanam, that is the object, food. Pachati. Pachati means he cooks, she cooks, the third person verb, to cook. Pachati. Important thing, Balak changes into Balakai because that action is being done for the boy. So he is the receiver of that thing. So that is fourth case. Moving on, the thief stole money from the boy. Again, thief is the one who is doing the action, so he is the subject. Stole, this is the verb, the action. Money is the object. What is being stolen? Money is being stolen. Important point, from the boy. Whenever you want to show something or someone as a source or from whom the things are getting separated. So for example, the leaves fall from the tree. So what is the source of these leaves? Tree is the source. Or you can also say it like that. The leaves are getting separated from the tree. So there is a sense of separation. So whenever there is a sense of separation, or whenever you want to show a source from the tree, that from the boy, the thief stole money from the boy. Under all these situations, fifth case happens, and under fifth case, Balak changes into Balakat. So Choraha, because he is the subject, Choraha Dhanam Choryati. And from whom? Balakat. Fifth case. Moving on. Boy's father is a doctor. So whenever this sentence you can already understand, boy's father is a doctor. Balakasya pita Vaidyah asti. Vaidya means doctor. So whenever you want to show a relationship, whenever you want to show position or relation, that these things belongs to who? Whenever you want to show such relationship or position, you use sixth case. And under sixth case, Balak changes into Balakasya. So whose pen is this? Okay, this is boy's pen. Whose father is this? This is boy's father. So boy's father, balakasya pita. Sixth case, right? And the last case, there is no cleverness in the boy. In the boy. So whenever you want to show position or location with respect to the noun, you use seventh case. Suppose I give you another example. The battle of Mahabharat happened in Kurukshetra. You remember the first Gita shloka, first two word example we took in the last videos. Dharmakshetre, Kurukshetre. So in that shloka, Dhritarashtra is asking Sanjay that Sanjay, all the warriors that gathered in Kurukshetra, in battlefield. So whenever you want to show the position or location with respect to the noun, you use the seventh case. So there is no cleverness in the boy. In the boy. That's why Balak uses seventh case and changes into Balake. Balake Chaturta. Chaturta means cleverness. Balake Chaturta Nasti. Nasti means doesn't exist. So in Balak. The monkey is sitting on a tree. So on a tree. So in, on. Whenever you want to show location or position with respect to the noun, you use seventh case, right? So you see how single base word balak, it can become balakaha, balakam, balakena, balakaye, balakat, balakasya, balake. It can assume all these seven different forms as per its contextual use in the sentence. So with these sentences covered, and I hope you got some logic out of these, that how a single word balak is being used in different sentences and how that noun has different role in each sentences. So I hope this is clear. With this, let me go back to my sheet that I've prepared. So see, the same thing I've written here. Here, instead of Balak, we have taken Ram as an example noun. So case 1, Prathama Vibhakti, let's quickly revise. Case 1 is when it is the main subject, one who is doing the action, karta. So whenever this is the situation, the noun comes under first case and it takes that form, right? Then you have Dvitiya Vibhakti, already know that whenever he is the object or one on whom the action is being done, or karm as we call in Sanskrit, right? Then case 3, Tritiya Vibhakti, Ram here is the cause or reason or means of doing the action. So chef cuts the vegetable with the knife. So that knife is the instrument or the means through which chef is able to cut the vegetable. And in addition to this, whenever you want to convey something like with or without, so in these situations also, you take the noun in third case, that generally identified in a sentence as these keywords: by, with, through. So whenever you have a doubt in Sanskrit text, you can always translate in English and you can see if this is the sense that you are getting, by, with, through, then the noun probably is in third case. Then you have case 4, Chaturthi Vibhakti. Ram here is the receiver or someone for whom the action is being done. Mother cooks the food for the boy. So that boy, it falls under fourth case and it is identified as for. This is the keyword for. Then you have case 5, Panchami Vibhakti. Case 5 is when Ram is the source or the one from whom something is taken away. So I told you, either the source or there is a sense of separation. So I come back to my home from my village. So from my village. So there is a sense of separation now from my village. And in that case, village will come under case 5 from that village. So whenever there is a sense of separation, something moves away from something, the noun falls under fifth case. So identified in a sentence as from. This keyword is to help you understand. Then you have case 6, Shashti Vibhakti. This one shows the relation or position with respect to our noun. So pen of who, chair of who, father of who, so of, Rams. So whenever this is the sense you want to convey, you put the noun in sixth case. Then you have seventh case, Saptami Vibhakti. Whenever you want to show the location or position of action with respect to Ram. Monkey is sitting on a tree. So where is he sitting? On a tree. So you want to show that location or position. And in that sense, you will use the seventh case on, in, these are the keywords that can help you identify that which word case will be acting on the noun. And the case eighth, okay, so I told you there are 7 word cases, but you can say that there are 8 word cases. This eighth one is only used to address, when we say something like, oh boy, or hey Ram, hey Prabhu. So these exclamatory calls. So whenever we use these exclamatory calls, in that sense, we use eighth case or Sambodhan. This case note generally mimics the first case with the addition of an exclamation mark. So that is that. In most cases, not all, but okay, now you know this thing. So you see, Ram, Hey Prabhu, that sort of thing. And then you have, so we saw the forms of Balak, right? Balak and Ram, they share the same exact forms. So first case Ramaha, then Ramam, then Ramin, then Ramay, Ramat, Ramasya, Rame, and Ram, and with an exclamation mark, Hey Ram, that sort of thing. So these are the 8 word cases. Okay, in addition to this, I have examples also that, okay, let us quickly look at the examples also. The more examples, the better we understand, right? So Ram eats food. Simple sentence, Ram is the subject here, right? So Ramaha and Bhojanam Khadati. Again, this Khadati, these might be unfamiliar words to you. Don't worry about that. This Khadati just means he or she eats. It's a verb in third person. So Ramaha, because Ram is the subject. Then Bharat watches Ram. So you see, who is doing the action? Bharat is doing the action. So Bharat will be first case and he watches Ram. So Ram is the object who is getting watched. So Ram will assume the second case. The sentence becomes Bharataha Ramam Pashyati. Pashyati means he sees, she sees. This is the verb. But see how Bharata, it is first case, and Ramam, it is second case, based on their role in a sentence, right? Then Bharat is Ram's brother. Now we want to show a relationship or a position with respect to Ram. So we use sixth case, Ramasya Bhrataha. Bhrata means brother in Sanskrit. Ramasya Bhrataha. Ramasya Bhrata who? Bharataha. Asti. Asti means is. So Bharat is Ram's brother. This is how. Then Ravan was killed by Ram. So you see this is kind of a passive voice construct. So you have active voice, Ram killed Ravan, and then you have passive voice, Ravan was killed by Ram. So anyhow, see how by Ram. So the Ram here, he becomes the means or the instrument through which Ravan was killed, right? By Ram, with Ram, all those scenarios. So Ram will assume third word case, and that's why he becomes Ramayana. Ramayana, Ravana, Hata. Hata means killed. Okay, so we saw a lot of examples just now, and I hope you got a pretty good idea of how these word cases and what do they mean. Now the question you can ask me is, okay, this all is fine, but English, as you told us, does not uses word case, right? But in English is still fine. We are like, it's going good. We can use it in our daily conversation. We can use it to compose and everything. So what is the use of word case? Why complicate things? Because a single Ram is becoming Ramai, Ramat, Ramin. Why to complicate things? What's the use of it? What's the benefit? So I'll show you the benefit with an example. Gopal beats Mohan. This is our example sentence, right? Here, Gopal is the subject, right? He's doing the beating. This is the verb. And Mohan, this is the object. He is the one who is getting beaten. Gopal beats Mohan. Now suppose if I interchange their position. If I interchange their position, the sentence will read as Mohan beats Gopal. Are both the sentences same? No, they are entirely different. So Gopal beats Mohan, this sentence and the meaning it intends can only stay true once this order is intact. Like you cannot change the order of the words, otherwise it won't make sense. So you can't even write beats Mohan Gopal, because this also won't convey the exact meaning that beats Mohan Gopal. It doesn't convey that who beats who, whether Mohan beats Gopal or Gopal beats Mohan. So the thing is, in English and actually in Hindi also, this word order is very important, and the word order is very rigid also, that you cannot mess with this order. The arrangement of the words need to be in certain order, then only the sentence will make sense. And the order is mostly this only, that you have subject, then you have verb, and then you have object. This is the grammatical order that English follows, right? Now let's take the same sentence, Gopal beats Mohan, and let us write in Sanskrit. So in Sanskrit, the same sentence will be written as Gopalaha Mohanam Tadyati. Now you don't know this verb. This is the verb, and tadyati means he beats or she beats, the third person verb, right? The main attention for us is Gopalaha and Mohan. So Gopal beats Mohan, right? Gopal, since he was the subject, so Gopal base word, it assumes the first word case form and changes into Gopalaha, right? As we saw in Ram, Ram becomes Ramaha. And Mohanam, since he is the object in the sentence, so he takes the second word case form. So Ram became Ramam in second word case. That's why Mohan, he became Mohanam, because second case. And this is the sentence in Sanskrit, Gopalaha Mohanam Tadyati. Right? Now, even if you switch the order, you take it here, you take it here, you take it here, you can swap these words anyhow and it won't change the meaning this sentence imparts. Why? Because even if I wrote this sentence, Tadyati Gopalaha Mohanam, even if I write this, so anyone who knows Sanskrit will know that Tadyati, okay, this means beats. So someone beats someone. Who beats who? Very easy to identify, because Gopalaha, it is written as such. So the reader will understand, okay, he is the subject, first case. And since Mohan is written as such, he will understand, okay, this is the second case and he is the object. So the meaning this sentence wants to convey is Gopala is the one who beats Mohan. Gopal beats Mohan. So you can write Mohanam Gopalaha Tadyati. You can write Gopalaha Tadyati Mohanam. Anyhow you can write, doesn't matter, because the words themselves are capable of giving you all the information that you need to understand who is the action, who is the karm, who is the karta, who is the instrument, whose father, whose mother, everything these words themselves convey you. And that is why Sanskrit is a free word order language. And in Sanskrit, actual shlok and stotra also, when you will read, no, lot of times you will realize, as I mentioned in the previous video also, that the words are jumbled. But now you know, because once you have the knowledge of these word cases, you can very easily identify which word means what and what is its position in the sentence. Now, you already saw the different word forms for Ram. Ramaha, Ramam, Ramin, Ramaya, Ramat, everything. Okay. But these are only singular forms, Ekvachan forms. This is all the different word forms for the base word Ram. So these are all the Vibhakti, and these are singular, dual, plural, and these are all the different word forms for Ram. Okay, and this table is exactly what we were made to memorize in school. Ramaha, Rama, Ramaha, Ramam, Rama, Raman, Ramin, Ramabhyam, so on. But you can ask me a question now, that this all is again fine, and we understand that word case gives the language a power to have free word order. So we understand the significance also. But a single word such as Ram have so many forms. In total, you can see it have 24 different word forms. So a single word has 24 different word forms, and they are, I don't know, like infinite number of words in Sanskrit. Dhenu, Madhu, Nadi, Saraswati, so many words. So do I need to remember the word forms for all of these words? Like, it is quite impossible. The answer is no, you don't need to remember it. There is a trick to it. What is that trick? Let us see that. So suppose I give you three words, and those words are Shiv, Ram, and Mohan. These are the three words that I give you. And if I ask you what is common between all these three words, So okay, there is one point that all these three words are masculine gender. Masculine gender, pulling. Leave that. What is the other property that makes them common? So that property for all these three words is all these three words end with an a. Now, if you have if you have seen the second video that I made on letters and words, and in that video we learned how to do Varn Vichhed. So you all will know that yes, all these three words end with an a. For someone who has not seen that video, and I recommend please see that video, you take that word Shiv. Varn Vichhed means to split the word into its individual letters. We already covered that. So Shiv is written as Sha, then you have E, then you have V, and then you have A. Right? Shiv. Every consonant has a vowel attached to it, and by default it is A. So all these three words, Shiv, Ram, and Mohan, these words end with the letter A. Okay. So all these three words can be categorized together and can be called Akarant. Akarant and masculine gender. So pulling. Akarant pulling. This is the new terminology. Don't worry about that. They are just called Akarant. By Akarant, it simply means the word ends with a A. Akarant and pulling is the gender. This is the category for all these three words. They can be put in these category. Let us take another example. If I give you this word, Nadi. Nadi means river. And if I give you another word, Saraswati. So Saraswati means goddess Saraswati. What is common between these two words? So now you can very easily say, okay, both these words, if you know the gender already, both these words, they are feminine gender. But more important thing is, both these words are Ikarant. Ikarant, right? Now you know. Because they end with a Dirgha E. Both these words, Nadi and Saraswati, they end with a long form of E, Dirgha E. So Ikarant. So one more example we'll give. Suppose these two words, Bhanu and Guru. Guru. So you can tell now, if you already know the gender, they are masculine gender words. Because gender, again, this point we discussed in the earlier videos. In the last video, that gender in Sanskrit, as is the case with German and French also, the gender is inherent to the word. So don't confuse the gender with the biological gender. Each word has its own inherent gender. So gender you already need to know of the word, and with repetitive use and when we decode the actual text, all these genders register in our mind. So right now I'm telling you this, that Bhanu and Guru both are masculine gender words. Bhanu is the synonym for son, and Guru you already know as a teacher. And both these words are Ukarant. Ukarant, because Bhanu also ends with a U and Guru also ends with a U. So both these words are Ukarant, pulling. Ukarant, pulling word, masculine gender, right? So whatever words, all the words that you're ever going to encounter which are masculine and they end with a U, all of those words will fall under the same umbrella, and that is Ukarant, pulling. Okay. Now what is the use of this? What is the use of this? It's simple. I gave you the example, right? Shiv. You already know that Ram changes into Ramai. Ram changes into Ramai in its fourth word form, right? And fourth word case, if you remember, is when something is done for someone, whenever something is offered for someone. So in that case, it is assumed fourth word case. So Ram changes into Ramai. Okay. So Shiv, because both Ram and Shiv are Akarant pulling word, Shiv will also change into Shivai, right? If we are going to offer something to Shiva. And when we say the prayer Om Shivaay Namah, this Namah means salutation. This just means salutations. Or Naman, Namaskar, Dandvat Naman, all that thing, salutations. So we are offering our salutations for Lord Shiva. We are offering the salutations to Lord Shiva. So Shiva, Lord Shiva is the receiver of our salutations. And that's why we say Om Namah Shivaay. Because Shiv changes into Shivai. Om Namah Shivaay. Right? That's why we say this particular word. So you don't need to remember the word forms for all the possible words in Sanskrit. No, just keep your references ready. Even if you know a word form of one word of each category, akarant pulling, akarant striling, all the different words that fall under the same umbrella, they follow the same word forms. Okay, I'll show you something. So as you can see on my screen, this is how I keep all my references ready for word forms Vibhakti. How? So I'll open some, I open this. So here you can see Dev Akarant Pulling, Mala Akarant Striling because it ends with a Dirgh A, and one Akarant Napunsakling. And I have the word forms ready for them. That if I want to know what is the word form for what is the fourth word form for Ram, so Ram and Dev, they both are Akarant Pulling, right? So I can just simply check here. Okay, Dev becomes Devai, so Ram will become Ramai. Simple as that. Suppose I want to check what is the seventh word form for phal. I want to check what is the seventh word form for phal. Okay, so I know phal is a neuter gender word, and again it is also akarant. Akarant neuter gender, right? So in my reference here, akarant napunsakling, even though I have another word one, doesn't matter. I will check its seventh form. It is this 1a, and 1 becomes 1a, so phal becomes phale. Simple as that. So all the words that belong to akarant napunsakling category, they will have the same word forms as any. So just keep the references ready, and this is how I keep all my references ready. And see, I have all the references. This I simply means ikarant. All the words that end with the I, ikarant. Pulling, striling, napunsakling. And then you have the pronouns also. Asmad, yushmad. These are the pronouns that we discussed. Now let me take an example. Suppose, so we just saw no Om Namah Shivaay. So now we know Om Namah Shivaay. Why? Because Shiv in fourth word case form, because we are offering our salutations to Lord Shiva. But if you know this, we don't say Om Sarasvatyai Namah. No. We say Om Sarasvatyai Namah. We use this Sarasvatyai Namah. So we say Om Shivaay Namah, but we say Om Sarasvatyai Namah. Why? So what is the base word here? Saraswati. Goddess Saraswati. This is the base word, and this is Ikarant Striling, right? Feminine word and ends with a Dirgh E. So Ikarant is Striling word. So suppose I don't know what does Saraswati this means. No problem. What I want to do is simply go to my references and open any Ikarant Striling word and see. Nadi becomes Nadyay. Nadi becomes Nadyay. So what we saw in the reference word, that Nadi, it changed into Nadyay, right? In the fourth form. Don't confuse this consonant. Okay, this consonant is just a combination consonant. It simply means this. The plus yai, Nadyay. So Saraswati, this will become Sarasvatyai. See, Nadi became Nadyay, so Saraswati will become Sarasvatyai. And you can write it with a halant, or you can just simply write a half ta. Both same thing. Sarasvatyai. So now you know this. Just even if you remember just Nadi, now all the Ikarant Striling word, you already know the word forms for. Let us take one other example. Ganpati. Right? Ganpati. This is a Ikarant masculine gender word. Right? Now in our references, let's go back to our references. This is Ikarant. So I have an example of Muni. I don't have example of Ganpati, I have example of Muni. Muni Ikarant Pulling. I want to see Muni, it changes its fourth form into Muniye. You see, you can see here. Muni changes into Muniye in the Chaturthi Vibhakti, fourth form. Okay. So with the same logic, our example word Ganpati will change into Ganpataye. And that is how we say when we say Om Ganpataye Namah. So see, three different words. Shiv becomes Shivay because it is an akarant pulling word. Ganpati becomes Ganpataye because it is an ikarant pulling word. And Saraswati became Sarasvatyai because it is an ikarant striling word. And with this, I hope I made you clear that you don't need to remember the word forms for all the possible words in Sanskrit. No, all those words fall under few categories. And we see how those categories are named. That what is the last letter with which those words are ending and what is the gender. So akarant striling, ukarant pulling, ikarant striling, all these categories. So whatever words fall under those same categories, they will have the exact same way of changing their form as per the word case. So you remember one or you keep a reference of one ready, you can always refer to them and understand, okay, what is the word case for my word. This is how you cross reference. So this is the entire structure of word case Vibhakti, right? And again, I'll say this, that since it is not in English and in Sanskrit it is a new concept, and though it has a bit of a learning curve because there are 7 8 cases and the mind takes some time to register all those cases and their use, but still you can always refer to this video again. And now whenever you are encountering any of these forms, try to take a note in the actual Sanskrit text that okay, how it is changing. So we saw now Om Shivaay Namah, Om Sarasvatyai Namah. So try to question these things, that Om Sarasvatyai Namah, why? Saraswati, I know I am offering my salutations to Saraswati, but why am I saying Saraswatyai? Now you know that it is fourth word case because we are offering something. So fourth word case. This is how you advance in a language, you learn a language. So now we have few example sentences ready. What we are going to do with these examples, we are going to start with the first sentence, and then one by one we are going to add some new information to the sentence, and we will see how that new information changes its form based on its use in the sentence. Okay, simple as that. Let's start with the first one. Balakah padhati. A simple sentence that means boy studies, right? So the base word balak, since the boy is the subject of the sentence here, so it changes into balakah, the first word form, right? Okay, moving forward, we will add something new. Balakah pustakam pathati. So here, what does balak study? So an object comes in the sentence now. That object is pustak, and that's why this word base word pustak changes into pustakam because it is the object now. Balakah pustakam pathati. Let's add one more thing. Balakah dhyanena pustakam patati. Okay. Now the base word dhyan, this word means attention or focus or attention. So I want to convey that Balak, the boy, reads the book with focus, with attention. So we saw no whenever this is the sense that with something, without something, through something, by something. Whenever this is the sense, that noun changes into its third form. So dhyan became dhyanena, just as Ram became Ramen. Why? Because dhyan is also akarant pulling word. Ram was also akarant pulling word. Same word, same way they are changing. And third form. Balakaha dhyanena pustakam patati. Boy reads the book with focus. Let's add a bit more information. Balakaha jnanaye dhyanena pustakam patati. Now this word, jnana, this means knowledge. A lot of you are already familiar with this word, knowledge, jnana. Now the question is, Balak reads book with focus, but for what? So whenever we are doing something for something, so that noun changes into fourth form. That's why Nyan becomes Nyanai. Because the Balak is reading the book with focus for knowledge. So for knowledge. So in that sense, Nyan becomes Nyanai, right? Let's add a bit more information. Balakah acharyat Nyanaya dhyanena pustakam patati. So this reminds me of that Bollywood movie Damal. What's your name? Iyer. Muttu Swami Iyer. Venu Gopala Muttu Swami. So when I'm reading these sentences, I feel like that. Balaka, Acharya, Jnana, Dhyanin, whatever. The base word here, you can already guess, is Acharya. Right? Acharya. The sentence so far is the boy reads book with focus for knowledge from whom? So who is the source of boy's knowledge? So we discussed, no, whenever you want to convey the source or the sense of separation, or from whom the thing is coming. So this knowledge is coming from his teacher. So Acharya assumes fifth word case and becomes Acharyat, just as Ram became Ramat. Because again, Achar is also a masculine gender word, it is also a Akarant word. Ram was also a Akarant masculine word. Both follow the same word forms. Ram becomes Ramat. You knew that. So Acharya, even though it is an unfamiliar word, but you already know Acharya will become Acharyat. Simple as that. And Balaka Acharyat Jnanaye Dhyanena Pustakam Patati. This is our sentence. Let's add new information. Ramasya balakah, and then Acharyat Jnanaye Dhyanen Pustakam Patati. The base word Ram. So now I want to show the position or the relationship that this boy Balak, his father is who? Whose father is? Whose son is this boy? So Ram is the father of this boy. So Ramasya Balakah. That boy of who? Son of who? So whenever we want to show relationship, we use this sense, and that's why Ram became Ramasya. Because I want to say that Ram's boy studies book with focus for knowledge from his teacher. That is the entire sentence. Let's add the last case. Ramasya balakah studies book for knowledge from his teacher. Where does he study? So whenever we want to show the location or position with respect to the action, what we use? Seventh case. So Vidyalaya, the base word, and we want to show the location with respect to this. So Vidyalaya becomes Vidyalaye. That where does the boy study? In school. So in, on, all these sense we use seventh case. So you see how a single sentence uses all different word forms of a noun, and all those nouns have their own special meaning in the sentence. That balakah study, okay, only a single verb, studies. What does he study? Book. So it's an object. He studies with focus. So third case. Studies for knowledge. So fourth case. What does he study for? Knowledge. He studies from his teacher, from teacher Acharya. So Acharya, fifth case. He studies in school. So in Vidyalaya. So Vidyalaya, seventh case. And who's Balak? So Ram's Balak. Ramasya Balakah. So his father is Ram. He belongs to Ram. Single sentence, you can see, is conveying so much information. And if I give you this sentence, and if I rearrange the order, no matter how way I rearrange these orders, you already can see that it won't change the meaning of the sentence. Why? Because each of these words themselves are carrying so much information. When you read Jnanaya, you already know that you are talking about for knowledge, because this is in fourth form. So even if I reshuffle their order, it won't matter, because in Sanskrit, the order does not matter. The words themselves are capable of giving you all the information that you need to understand the meaning of the sentence. And with this, I think I've covered what I wanted to cover in word case Vibhakti topic. I hope the topic was not too complex for you. I agree, it has a bit of a learning curve to it, and with all those new rules, seven cases, different word forms, the things might get a bit intimidating. But I assure you, once we put them in actual practical use, they all start to make a lot more sense. And again, as I've said in this channel, please don't memorize unnecessarily. Find the logic of it, be aware of that logic, and once we use them with repetitive usage, all the word forms for akarant, ikarant, ukarant, striling, pulling, all of these things is going to be registered in our mind. So don't worry about that. Just know the logic, and I hope this video made that logic clear for you. So that's it. And in next video, I am simply going to take a verse from Ram Raksha Stotram. So a lot of you might already be aware of Ram Raksha Stotram. It's a beautiful stotram. And we will pick up one verse that is a very famous verse. And all the 8 word forms of Ram are used in that single verse. So pretty interesting, right? And that's how these ancient composers they used to show their prowess of composing these Sanskrit texts. They used to play with all these things. So, anyways, we'll take up that verse, and that verse will act like a refresher. It will re-establish all those things, all those rules and nitty-gritties we learned today in our world case lessons. So, next video on decoding, see just decoding Ram Raksha Stotram. And with all said and done, let's wind up the video today. You will file all the things that you can download in the description box. The link will be there. There will be 2 PDF files and a zip folder for all the Vibhakti references that I showed you in the video. You can download this. I got those Vibhakti references from sanskritwisdom.com. So you can visit that site also. They have a lot of basic noun, grammar, verb, and lot of text material related to Sanskrit that will actually benefit you a lot. So that's about it. And stay awesome, stay healthy, keep learning, and we'll meet again soon. Vayam punaha milamaha. Dhanyavad.